It's about to be a brand new year, and 2021 may just be one of the biggest years for Digimon fans in quite some time, and here's why.
Hey, come on!
Call EX.
What's up everybody and welcome to my final video of 2020. It's about to be a new year. Happy New Year in advance if I don't see you until then. And I want to talk about 10 reasons why next year is going to be an amazing year for Digimon fans if things go to plan. Also, before we get started, this many people who watch my videos aren't subscribed, so like, what are you doing? Join the fam. You're gonna watch the videos anyway. You may as well be subscribed. You can always unsubscribe later if you decide you hate me. But without further ado, let's get to the list. So the first thing I'm most excited for in 2021 may not even happen in 2021, but I have the faith. I'm keeping the faith. Yes, it's Digimon Survive, probably my most anticipated video game that we hope is coming out in 2021. Originally, it was announced in 2018 for a 2019 release that got pushed back to a 2020 release that got pushed back to a 2021 release. I'm fine, promise.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer.
I also do have my suspicions because Sony and Microsoft mandated that any games that released after a certain point had to work on the PS5 and Xbox Series X, that has added development time to Digimon Survive. It's not as simple as just dragging the game into the PS5 folder. There's lots of things that have to be done. It's essentially like porting. It's a lot easier than porting used to be, but you still have to QA and do things like that when you port a PS4 game to make it work on a PS5. And yes, of course, this year has been dominated by COVID, which has probably added a bunch more stress and time onto development, but I've got a good feeling that Digimon Survive may finally come out in 2021. Digimon Survive has everything I want out of a Digimon game. It's got tons of Digimon, a really rich story, a lot of creepiness to it, and it's got the battle system from like Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, or some people are saying Fire Emblem, but I haven't played Fire Emblem. I'm a Final Fantasy Tactics kind of guy. In the immortal words of Shigeru Miyamoto, a delayed game is eventually good, but a rush game is forever bad. So hopefully, lend me your energy, we will finally get Digimon Survive in 2021. Another thing to get excited about in 2021 is just how much cool Digimon merch and toys are coming out. We've got figurized kits of both Imperialdramon and Mugendramon, or Machinedramon. These are model kits of huge size and scale that look absolutely gorgeous. I'm not even a figure kind of person, and I love them. I'm really tempted to pick up the Imperialdramon one. It can transform between fighter mode and dragon mode. Like, how cool is that? It's a model kit that can transform. On top of that, there's plush toys, those little hug cot things that go on your phone chargers, precious gem figures, tons of other figures, and of course a brand new Digimon VB. Not that one, we'll get to that later in the video. Releasing in March 2021 in Japan is the Pendulum Z2. It comes in lots of different varieties, the Wind Guardians, Metal Empire, and Virus Busters. It's got some amazing promo art and just contains some really cool ancient Digimon. Ancient Irismon, Ancient Troyamon, Ancient Wisemon, Ancient Greymon, and Ancient Garurumon, to name a few. I'm slowly getting on board with maybe becoming a VPET collector. I've always been a little bit put off because all the VPETs I like are Japan only, but there's plenty of guides available for most VPETs, so I'm really tempted to get on board, and the Pendulum Z2 might be where I jump in. Another thing to be excited about in 2021 is Digimon Rearise. The train keeps rolling for Rearise. Rearise will hit its 2nd anniversary in 2021, and I don't see any signs of it slowing down. Content is constantly being added to the game. Speaking of the Pendulum Z2, they've just added Ancient Greymon and Ancient Garurumon because they got added to the Digimon card game. There's a lot of the hybrid/ancient stuff happening in 2020 and 2021. Wonder if that means anything. I am super lapsed on Rearise. It's one of the things I keep meaning to get back to. Maybe I'll get back into it by streaming it. If you're an existing Rearise fan, there's so much content coming, and obviously the content you've already got. I know that the kind of gacha can get a little bit all-consuming, and I don't love that side of things. And if you're a Digimon fan looking for a Digimon mobile game, I can honestly recommend Rearise. The battle system is fun, the gacha is not too bad, although I can't recommend it to anyone who has gambling issues. Don't get into gachas if you gamble easily. There's a little kind of VPET element with a pedometer that tracks your steps and you get in-game rewards for it. Overall, it's a fun game. I got a little bit bored of it, but I'm hoping with some invigorating content in 2021, I might get back into it. Next up on the list is just how many new Digimon we're going to be getting. Just last weekend, Digimon Adventure 2020 teased that we're going to be getting a brand new Digimon we've never seen before in the next episode. I saw a fan on Twitter call this Machinumon, which I think is a great name coming from machine, and Inu, which is the Japanese word for dog. But we're also seeing brand new Digimon like Ganvivamon and Aquistramon. Aquistramon? There's no vowels in half of that name. It comes from Aero, Aqua, Ice, and Dragon, obviously, but it just doesn't come together super well. These Digimon, as well as 3 more that we haven't seen yet, which we're going to see in 2021, were created as part of a crowdfunding system. Basically, in the run-up to Digimon Adventure Last Evolution Kazuna, they crowdfunded a Digimon 20th Anniversary Memorial project, and people at a certain level got to have one of their Digimon, their own personal Digimon that they came up with, designed by an artist called Gyot-chan. Ganvivamon is a cat nurse pill Digimon who helped people with cancer because Gyot-chan designed her for his wife, who was undergoing cancer treatment during the Memorial Project's development. Some people say it's a little bit cringy or a little bit dark, but I think it's an absolutely adorable tribute, and I think Ganvivamon works as a Digimon. When you discover that kind of soft center, that backstory to it, it gets even cooler. So I can't wait to see the 3 more Digimon that we're going to get from Gyot-chan next year. And speaking of that new Metal Empire dog Digimon, the Digimon Adventure 2020 anime is going to continue far into 2021. Based on a European Toei website, we believe this season of the anime is going to have 66 episodes, which would mark it ending around August of next year, so there's so much more of this show to come. The recent stuff with War Greymon and now heading into is insane. I'm super excited for it. Things that we've already seen, like Dundevimon, blow me away. There are so many cool moments in this anime. I can't wait to see where it goes. So basically another half of a season. Super excited. But moving on from Adventure 2020, what I'm really curious about is next up on our list. What is the future of the Digimon anime? Spoilers again, although this is for the toy line, so we don't know how this is going to factor in to the actual show. But in the Digimon Adventure 2020 Digivice toy, Patamon can digivolve into Pegasusmon, his armor digivolution form from 02, and none of the other Digidestined Digimon do this. So it could be that just Patamon just gets Pegasusmon and it's not an armor form in the anime, or it could be hinting at the fact that we're going to be heading into a season of the anime featuring the armor digivolutions. I've got something of a theory that we might be getting in 2021 an announcement that they will be also rebooting the Digimon Adventure 02 anime. We have Davis and Ken in the card game, a big focus already on Paildramon, Wormmon, Stingmon. They're all there. The tamer cards for Davis and Ken kinda look a little bit redesigned, keeping in line with the Digimon Adventure 2020 newer kind of bold art style. It's very reminiscent of the OG, but just a little bit more clean, darker, bolder lines. So I don't know. My current theory is that we will be getting a Digimon Adventure 02 reboot of some kind, but I don't know how that's going to fall. Is it going to be exactly the same as 02? Is there going to be a time skip with TK and Kari being older? Or is it going to be more like a season 2 of Adventure, picking up directly from the end of Digimon Adventure 2020 season 1? That's what I'm most excited to find out in 2021. Is what is the future of the anime? Are they going to abandon the reboot concept completely and go back to doing a kind of new season like Applemon or Cross Wars? We really don't know, but that's what's so exciting, is that Digimon Adventure 2020 is going to end at some point next year, and I don't think Bandai would just let the franchise go stagnant with no airing season for too long. Maybe we'll get some movies announced for Digimon Adventure 2020. That would be nice, kind of like an Hour War Game kind of situation, although they already did that at the start of Adventure 2020, so God knows what they'll do with the summer movie. There's so much potential for the anime outside of the current airing season, and that's what I'm really excited to see next year. Next up, I guess, is more of a wish, more of a hope, and that is to see greater community growth in the Digimon community. I'm not super great at integrating myself into communities, but I love the community that we're building on this channel thanks to you guys watching my content, engaging, keeping me up with all the memes and stuff. It's great. But I think Bandai is truly trying to build towards something with the franchise, with all the things we're talking about in this list, which is going to build towards community. The Digimon fandom, the Digimon community, the Digimon fan base, whatever you want to call it, is very desperate. We've got people who are into DMO, we've got people who are into the V-Pets, we've got people who are just into the anime. Everyone's very disconnected. I think Bandai and Toei really want to create this Digimon world that they talked about in that brand teaser where people do come together. Now obviously that's hard with COVID, although vaccines and stuff are rolling out, but a world where, you know, you can go and play the card game with your friends and maybe you'll see someone else playing and you play games with them, or the V-Pets are around. Now obviously in smaller communities that's not going to be possible, but in big cities in America and Japan I can really see it happening. You know, a lot of the things that are happening in the Digimon community, there's so many more reasons why you might meet and interact with Digimon fans. Playing the card game with them, you know, going for runs with the Digimon VB, connecting your V-Pets, all sorts of things like that. Maybe we'll get some more social apps. For the Digimon card game, they've now launched a thing in Japan which is kind of like a virtual lobby where you can challenge people to games. That's a great idea. Keep doing things like that. I think community is something that Bandai is slowly focusing on, whether that is just your close group of friends all being into Digimon or a wider community of Digimon fans. I think playing together, either virtually or in person, is something that's going to be hugely important for Digimon coming back to a point like it used to be. It's probably never going to get to the point that it was like in the early 2000s, but I really think with everything coming out, it stands a better chance now than ever of being a huge property across the globe. And speaking of that, of course, one of the biggest things I'm excited for next year is the Digimon VB. We've had a couple of disappointing pieces of news, like the DIMs are only kind of one use, you can't share them with friends, and that the VB is not waterproof. This has been slightly annoying, but for the price, it's about half the price of a Fitbit, and I was wondering how they were doing that. Now it makes sense, it's not waterproof. But I'm pretty sure like sweat and things it's going to be fine with, you just can't go swimming with your Digimon VB, but it's this weird middle ground with the VB, and that's why I'm so excited for it, because you wouldn't expect your V-Pet to be able to go in the shower with you. And yes, you would expect your Fitbit to, but it's kind of the middle ground of the two, and maybe if they do a Digimon VB 2, they can make it waterproof, sell it for a little bit more. But the Digimon VB in general, I've talked about it in another video, but I could talk about it for hours, is so exciting for me. In 2021, my big personal goal is to get back on my fitness. Get hydrated again, lose weight, really focus on bettering myself and feeling good about myself and my body. So Digimon VB couldn't have come at a better time. I'm so excited for going for walks and runs with Pulsemon digivolving into Bulkmon or Kazuchimon. So many potential things happening there, and hopefully, yes, it is kind of only marketed in Japan, but it's very easy to get hold of internationally. The global community will start to come together. If you've got a friend with a VB, you can both go running, you can both go on walks, you can battle each other, hopefully. Digimon VB is probably the most excited I've been for like a Digimon toy since I was a kid. This is the kind of thing that I have wanted for years from Digimon, and honestly, if they keep improving it and adding things to the app, I would far prefer Digimon VB as a system to something like Pokemon Go, which has just always felt a little bit off to me. I've never quite vibed with Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go excited the hell out of me, but I think Digimon VB really could, especially if they release a lot of DIM cards. Basically, I'm all in for Digimon VB, and whether you're looking to lose a lot of weight or just kind of keep up your fitness a little bit, you don't have to run with the VB, you can just walk. It's about lifestyle, not just going for it and running super hard all the time. I think as a Digimon fan, it's something incredibly exciting to look forward to, even if you just like V-Pets, because you can still get stuff out of it. Even if you're very sedentary, it will digivolve into weird Digimon, but you can get that. It's a V-Pet, but also a lifestyle thing, and I just think that's perfect for the adult Digimon fan, and that's why I think it's so exciting for all of us going into 2021. And then, of course, it wouldn't be a Khan video if I didn't talk about the Digimon card game. The JP release is rolling. We've got the 4th set in Japan right now, with the 5th set coming out early next year. But the global release, the full global release, is on January 29th, 2021. And then the second half of that release, the 1.5, in February of 2021. And that's when I think things are really going to kick off. The pre-sale in November was awesome. We got to unbox all our boxes, open up our structure decks, play a bunch of games online, but I think next year is going to be so much better. We're definitely getting all 4 of the Japanese sets in English before the end of next year. We may even get 5 and 6 by that point, hopefully. And with vaccines and things coming out for COVID, it's getting more and more likely that we'll actually be able to play proper in-person games in 2021. Even if vaccines don't roll out, with the correct PPE, social distancing and stuff, we could still play real games IRL with real physical Digimon card game cards. I'm so excited for this. Alongside Digimon VB, Digimon card game is so exciting for me. The art is beautiful. The way the game plays is exciting. Every new set adding something incredible. The hybrid Digimon from BT4, I can't wait for that to come to the West so people can see really how it works. 2021 may not seem that big for Digimon fans, but if you really think about it, there's so much going on, and I'm so excited for these products. A full English/global release of the Digimon card game means so many people are going to be able to play this game, and I can't wait. And I'm probably going to do a metric butt ton of videos and streams unboxing a bunch of cards, so you've got that to look forward to too. Finally, something that's really exciting about next year in Digimon is all the things we don't know. I touched a little bit on the future of the anime earlier, but there's so much more. We don't know what's getting announced. As part of Digimon VB, they had the new digital monsters thing, and they labeled it Episode 1. What does that mean? Does that mean Episode 1 of a bunch of promotional material about the VB? I don't think so. I think it's part of a new project, and there'll be Episode 2, Episode 3, and there'll be all these new Digimon things announced throughout 2021. We were also told in Digimon Survive Developer's Diary that alongside Digimon Survive, a Digimon story game would be getting made too. So potentially 2021 could be the year that Digimon Survive releases and a new Digimon story game is announced, and I don't think they're going to announce a new Digimon game until the one they've been working on for years gets released. So I think there's an impetus to release Survive so they can announce the next Digimon story. And beyond that, there's just so much more. What is the BT6 release of the Digimon card game going to look like? We know that BT5 is Battle of Omega. Where do they go from Omnimon set to the Digimon card game? A whole Royal Knight set? Do we introduce tamers and biomerging and things like that? There's so much potential there. And that's why 2021 ultimately is exciting. There are a bunch of things we already know, but more so than that, based on all the things that got announced in 2020, can you imagine how big of a year 2021 is going to be? Because of you all, I get to be excited about Digimon again, because of your energy, because you've watched me these past few months and blown my channel up with the Digimon content. I get to really enjoy and talk about the things that I enjoy. I get to make videos every week about a thing that I have adored since I was a child, and you guys actually watch. And 2021 is only going to be better for that. I'm going to get to talk about more Digimon projects, do more Digimon things, make more exciting content for you. And you're the reason I get to do it. So that's why I'm excited for 2021. Digimon itself is going to give us a ton of things to enjoy, and I get to keep making content about that Digimon stuff for you. So thank you, and Happy New Year. So yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful and safe New Year, whatever you're doing. We're in lockdown, so I can't do too much, but I'll pop a bottle. You know how I do. I want to give a shout out to my channel members. My Digi-Destined level channel member, Anthony Bontomasi, and my Tamer level channel members, Carlos Gonzalez, Crimson Dragon Slayer, Nikolai Schlenti, and Tippy. Once again, thank you all so much for a wonderful 2020. I can't wait to see what we do together in 2021. I have all of this because of you guys. And until next time, let's go digital.